This is the Boox Palma 2 Pro, and it wants to do everything your Kindle does, and then some. On paper, that sounds like an upgrade. Now, I've had the Boox Palma 2 Pro for a few weeks now, and the honest answer is more complicated than I expected. This is not a glowing review, but it's also not a dismissal. It's the version I've actually lived. So what exactly is the Boox Palma 2 Pro? Because it feels like a device that's trying to be two things at once. But where exactly does it land? It's not a smartphone, and it's not an e-reader. It runs Android 15, so technically it can do everything a smartphone can do, but it does it all on an e-ink screen, which means it does all of it significantly slower, and that is entirely by design. The display is 6.13 inches, so smaller than your Paperwhite, but it is close. What's worth understanding is that it uses the same Kaleido 3 color display technology as the Kindle Colorsoft and Kobo Clara Color. If you've seen either of those, you have a good reference point for what reading on this device looks like. It's completely understandable why people get so excited by devices just like this, because most of us know that our phones can be the enemy of reading. You set out with the best intentions to read your book, but somehow, whether it's an app, notifications, or just the pull of social media, our phones can draw us away from that. But the Boox is designed to break that. The same Android operating system, same apps, but on a screen that makes everything that isn't reading feel like a bit of a chore. The idea is genuinely compelling, but whether the reality matches that is a different question. Let me tell you what I thought this device was going to do for me, and then tell you what it actually did for me. The promise of the Boox is that by making your phone experience worse, deliberately and by design, it makes your reading experience better. Your brain stops reaching for the device out of a habit because the device resists that habit. E-ink doesn't reward scrolling. It doesn't reward rapid app switching. It rewards sitting with one thing. For someone who likes to read the way I do, which is in specific windows, which I try to protect as much as possible, that sounds exactly like what I'd want. But here's actually what happened. The slowdown is just jarring before it's liberating. Your brain is trained to expect a certain response from a screen, and this device doesn't give it to you. In the first few days, that felt like a malfunction at times, rather than a feature. It took me closer to a week before I stopped fighting it. The app reliability was the bigger issue for me though. Kindle and Audible, the two I was most excited to use, both threw errors in the first week. I won't pretend that didn't affect the experience, because it was massively frustrating on that day. Also, every app needs individual tuning to look right on the e-ink display. The refresh settings, the contrast, the color mode, none of it felt completely plug and play. The Palma 2 Pro has a setting called e-ink Wise that helps, and it genuinely does, but you need to know it exists and go looking for it. And then there's the ecosystem question. I'm in Apple's world, my phone, my tablet, my laptop, and I love how they all sync seamlessly together. The Boox is asking you to step outside of that. And for me, that was no small ask, especially when you may get used to certain apps that you use every single day, and all of a sudden, they're not available on Android. Quick one before we get into what this device actually does well. Because if you're enjoying this video, subscribing genuinely helps me make more content just like this. I want to grow this channel into somewhere that goes deeper than anywhere else on intentional tech that helps us stay productive without the distractions. That's devices like Boox, Remarkable, Kindle, Kobo, and more. And every subscriber really counts. If that sounds like your sort of thing, then it would mean a lot. Right, back to Boox. And I want to tell you what stopped me from boxing this up and sending it back in the first week. When the Kindle app works on this screen, it is a genuinely excellent reading experience. The front light's good, the text is clear, and at 150 pixels per inch, it isn't as sharp as Paperwhite, but in practice, reading on it for an extended session, I actually stopped noticing the difference. What I noticed instead was that I was still reading. The screen doesn't emit blue light the way that a backlit phone or tablet does, so evening reading is genuinely enjoyable and comfortable on your eyes. That mattered more than I was expecting it to. And the battery life is in a completely different category to any other smartphone. E-ink barely uses power when the screen is static, which means a charge lasts days rather than hours. I actually stopped thinking about battery anxiety, which turns out to be a surprisingly significant mental relief when you notice it's gone. This next one took me the longest to see, because in the first week, I was mostly frustrated by how slow this device could be. But by the second week, I started to notice that that was the point. There are those days, reading days, slower days, when you don't want that urgency coming from your phone. The books gave me that in a way that no other device has before. And when the apps run cleanly, and they do once they're set up properly, reading and listening on this screen is a different experience to doing it on a phone. The e-ink feels intentional in a way that an LCD screen doesn't. You're not doing 12 things, you're reading. I want to be specific here, so I'll name the person I think this is right for and the person it isn't. This is for you if you want to reduce your screen time but have apps available on Android that you rely on day to day. You want a slower device that still works, you're not deeply embedded in another ecosystem like Apple's, or you're prepared to work alongside it rather than inside it. And importantly, you're patient enough to spend real time setting it up. This device rewards patience. It punishes you if you skip it. But this is not for you if you want a Kindle replacement. Your Kindle still does that better. The Paperwhite has a sharper screen, longer battery, a more refined reading experience, and it doesn't need setting up. If reading on e-ink is your only goal, your Kindle still wins. And it's not for you if you want a smartphone replacement either. Your smartphone still wins on speed, ecosystem, camera, and reliability. This device is not trying to beat your phone at being a phone. It's trying to offer you an alternative to reaching for it out of habit. Here's my honest take. The Boox Palma 2 Pro is stuck between two worlds. It's more than your Kindle, but less than your smartphone. And it knows it. That's both its limitation and its charm. On the right day for the right person, this device is brilliant. But on the wrong day for the wrong person, it just gets in the way. Over the last few weeks, I've reached for my Kindle and iPhone more than I expected. And I think that tells you everything. My Kindle isn't going anywhere. It does one thing brilliantly, and that's enough for me most of the time. But this device has got me asking one important question. Do I need my phone to be as capable as it is? The Boox Palma 2 Pro doesn't answer this question for you, but it's the only device I've ever used to make me feel the weight of it. Let me know in the comments, are you a Kindle user who's curious about this Boox device? Or have you already tried it? Or maybe you already know that you just need your Kindle and this device isn't a replacement for that. I'm curious to hear your answers and I read every single comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.